Utah Lake is a reflection of subsistence, abuse, neglect, and restoration. Yet many know that after all she has gone through, Utah Lake is still a precious resource to the communities she has served so well and is worth protecting.
What I like about Utah Lake, you come down here and it's peaceful. It just puts a new light on your life to be able to look out on that lake and listen to the birds around the lake. Like right now where I'm retired, it brings back old memories of when I used to spend every day down here practically.
I come down to Utah Lake all the time, and I'm amazed at how few people use the lake. It's just such a beautiful place, and it's so close to such a populated area, and it's just such a great place to get away from things. It's, in spite of all the impacts that it's had, it's still a very pristine area. It's a great place to take the dog. The birds for bird watchers are just incredible. It's a great place to go fishing, great place for water skiing. It's just amazing to me that more people don't use the lake itself. And I think the beauty of Utah Lake speaks for itself, and I think if more people came down and started seeing how nice it is down here, they'd realize that.
I've been on Utah Lake since 1972, and I love it because it's a great big body of water and it's really convenient. I bought a house about a mile from the lake so I can be on the lake in 10 minutes, and certainly something I'm very passionate about. I love the nature and the birds and the animals out here. There's always good days. In December and January, we had a day in January this year that was incredible. The whole lake was a mirror, and it was warm. When we got done skiing and we took our dry suits off, we didn't even put our coats on, and this was January. Come out here on a perfectly calm day when the sun's shining, and oh, you think you've died and gone to heaven.
I love the lake. It's just a part of me. Whenever I'd walk out of the house, I could see the lake from my house. So the lake was a part of us. The moods were the lake. When the winds had come, when the storms had come up, we'd see them come across the lake. And the sunsets over the lake. And so we could see the sunset every night. Every night was different.
By working to balance the needs of the ecosystem with those of the human population, the people along the Wasatch Front will discover the value of being not just residents, but also guardians of their communities. A healthy ecosystem contributes to the greater good of all creatures that depend upon it, including people.
We have to be especially careful at this time when we see growth just, continuing to just sprawl in our valleys and in our state. We also have to be prudent stewards of what goes on in that lake. There are things that are in a system, ecological system, that have to be able to come into play, and they have to be able to do all their different parts. And that lake is a critical piece of that. And so as we grow, we've got to make sure that that lake can still continue to function, that that lake can still be preserved and be what it needs to be a part of that whole system.
Well, I believe that people who live in Utah understand the principle of stewardship, the need that we have to be responsible for the environment and for the living things that are here on this earth, that they've been given to us and that we need to find a way to take care of them. They are for our use, but at the same time, they're to be used in a wise and prudent way.
We have impacted Utah Lake. Clearly, the pioneers came here, and from the time that they first arrived to now, we as humankind have impacted that lake. It's different than what it was when they came. And I think we have an obligation to kind of stop, evaluate, where that lake's headed if we don't maybe change our course a little bit. I just would really encourage everyone and anyone, even if they've been out to the lake, in their youth, go out and experience the lake. Go out and get to know the lake. Go out and find out what Utah Lake is today. And I would say they're going to have an incredible experience when they do that.
Everybody impacts the environment. So everybody has a responsibility to help restore and protect the environment. And this is just one way that we can do it.
Treat the earth well. It was not given to you by your parents. It was loaned to you by your children. We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. Ancient Indian proverb.